well-thinking Jamaicans tell them both we can go cook some curry chicken run a corner, you don't talk. No. You have to come with policies that can transform their communities and transform their lives. And until our electorate have gone to that level, curry chicken back and curry goat and beer will continue to make the decisions for us how we live and how we progress for the next 100 years. Whether or not we become a first world country or remain the same.
I agree, Winner. I agree. I always bring in back my classes theory, but I agree with you. That at the base that is really what is necessary, right? But I think there are a lot of underlying factors that affect that. But I'm not sure that is where we want to go to the neighbor.
No. I'm trying to see if I can get Casey to respond to me. 15 to 7, and we haven't even started that yet. What's happening, Casey? Are you here?
Neighbor.
Yes, sir.
Neighbor.
I
think I need a few minutes. I will be late.
You need a few minutes.
I don't know if you guys can go on with the show.
Okay, all right. Okay, thanks.
Yes, but I'm here.
All right.
I will rejoin.
All right, cool. All right, so Jamaica girl, I don't know if there's anyone in the box that wants to join the broader discussion. We have Joshua here and we have Winner. Foresight is here. Let's hear Foresight. Let's hear Foresight. Foresight.
Good evening. What's up?
Yeah, Foresight. The KFC situation today is being used to make an argument that as a society we haven't progressed beyond mundane stuff, and that our people, thousands of them, could be behaving like this for a two-piece chicken. And what Joshua is saying is that these are the very people that are going to be turning out in droves to choose the next government. What does it say about us?
Well, I totally agree with Joshua. That would represent the people that we have always been talking about. The people who find a two-piece meal so important that they would be prepared to go out in droves, to line up in a line to get it. This is no different from the persons that you would have seen at the turn up at the protests the other day in Hero Circle, right?
Yes.
It is sad though for us to have to, at this point, accept that these are the persons who would have to rely on, or mostly rely on, to determine which government leads us in the future.
Well, isn't this something that we don't want to accept, Winner? And isn't this where I have found that supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party are anxious because they're just not sure what is going to happen?
We have been here. We have been here before, neighbor.
Yes.
Where we had. Sorry, my baby is miserable. Yes, sir. Hold on, that'll come in. All right. So we have been here before, 1989, when we were reeling from the effects of Gilbert, and the Edward Seaga was able to hold Jamaica firm, build us back stronger, and we thought we should have won that election, but the people of Jamaica said no. So we know that performance is not necessarily a thing that Jamaicans vote on unless the voter turnout increase. The middle class have to come up. The young people who are more radical, who might get up one day on the election day and say, oh, you can't bother to go over there to go vote. But the older folks who support the PNP, they are more loyal, dedicated, and will stand in the hot sun to come out and vote.
And it is all the more reason why people like Joshua, who can make sense of what is happening, needs to come out and vote. And that is why we appeal to the intelligentsia and the persons who we consider to be well-thinking Jamaicans to be just as enthused to come out and vote. Because other than that, what you find that you leave the society up to these people, you know. There's a tendency, neighbor, among persons who we consider to be well-thinking Jamaicans to think that they are better than the process, right? They think that, you know, once they acquire certain assets, they might own a house and they might, you know, have a car, you know, that they can take them around and they can send the kids to school. They think that, you know, they forget the impact that good governance have on their lives, right? And one of the things I think the JLP would benefit more from is to sensitize people as to the importance of actually voting, because I find that's a big problem in Jamaica. A lot of people don't take the matter of voting very seriously, right? You need to understand the importance of voting. And I just want to ask Joshua something though. I would have seen, right, from my last vote, I would have seen the benefit, right? The benefit of a 44% reduction in murder. I would have seen the benefit of a 50% reduction in poverty. I would have seen the benefit of unemployment being at its lowest it has ever been. And I would just want to ask the question. What is the benefit that you would get? I've got
opportunistic to the point where it's more on an individual level, right? I believe a lot of Jamaicans, they want the opportunity and the opportunity is out there. But I feel like what we focus more is what affects us directly and not necessarily as a nation, which is not necessarily correct or right, you know. But at the end of the day, you mentioned a couple of things there, Foresight, and I can tell you a lot of individuals do believe that have nothing to do with them, right? Yes, there has been a reduction in poverty, but if them don't feel it, there has been no reduction. And even if them feel it, it's fine.
No,
right?
hold on, Joshua. Hold on. I'm not asking you about what people think. I'm asking you about I've listed to you a number of benefits that I would have received and you would have received from me voting for this party, right? The rehabilitation for roads, urban center, you don't have to be benefited.
But I'm explaining to you. You're saying that I've received that, but in what way have I received that though?
You have received a say for Jamaica.
In what way? In what way?
No, hold on. I'm saying to you, if there is a 44% reduction in murder, the country benefits, the entire country, right? If there's
that was what I was explaining a while ago. I was explaining that
what you benefit from not voting. That's what I'm asking.
But you're not listening to me enough, Foresight. What I'm trying to explain is that a lot of persons are not thinking about it that way. You're talking about the benefits on a whole, but I'm telling you a lot of persons are individualistic, meaning they see benefits at an individual level. If it's not directly affecting them, then they don't see it as a benefit, right? So you're saying that crime and violence dropped by a certain...
It's personal, Joshua.
But I'm telling you that I cannot say that I've seen it either. Now. I know based on what you're telling me and quoting facts, I suppose, that the country has benefited that way, right? And that's a fact. So if that is what you're saying to me, then fine. But I'm telling you, in my world, the life that I'm living, that might not be so. And that if that's the question that you're asking me, I'm telling you that I can have a different reality, right? And I'm telling you that that's how most people, that's how they live their lives. That's how they perceive life overall. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of persons might not even be motivated to vote.
Have you felt safer since 2016 in your country?
No.
Okay.
But you see, Joshua, there are certain
But you
things
know,
that
And I'm not being unreasonable to answer your question.
I understand. I understand. You know why? Because we have been conditioned to be unsafe. You know, when I migrated from Jamaica and I came to the country that I'm living in, relatively safe, I was still paranoid. I was still walking and looking behind me. I was still feeling unsafe. I was feeling nervous. And when I saw a person leaving them cars open, I'm like, that is crazy.
I think what people need then, Joshua, and I
was
get your answer.
feeling
What you're
traumatized.
telling me that
For
what
one
people
whole
need,
year, I felt like I was still living
and that is why I
in
keep
Jamaica.
saying,
Hold on for a second.
Yeah.
I was still living in Jamaica. It took me a while to unplug from the conditioning that I was used to. So even if unaliving should go down to 0 tomorrow, people in Jamaica would still feel unsafe because our psyche is conditioned that way. We have gone back to the primeval days. We have tapped into that genetic code that rewires our brain to be unsafe. It doesn't go away overnight. So I understand this.
and winner, even when they benefit from the increase in the income tax threshold, even when they benefit from the salary increase, there are a lot of persons who still don't find it necessary to support the improvements, that you're experiencing in their lives. And may I tell you this is why I asked Joshua the question, because what we need is for persons to understand, right, the link between government policies, right, and their lived experience. A lot of people are not making that connection, and that is what I find to be a major problem in our society.
But I just explain and tell you why. I just explain and tell you why. A lot of citizens in Jamaica don't necessarily see the efforts of the government being nation building, but they see it as a benefit to them personally. And if it's not benefiting them, they don't care about politics. If it's benefiting me, then I care about it. That's essentially what I'm trying to explain. It's just like I told you that I'm being honest. Since recently, I've not been paying any mind into politics. But again, I heard about the hard thing, and I was very much interested. Right? And it's something that if somebody told me that, boy, a JLP implement it, I would have probably said, boy, it benefit me. So, if I was supposed to even vote, I would probably be voting for the party that benefit me. And I'm telling you that at my level, I'm not going to reason that way. But I'm telling you that a lot of Jamaicans, that is how them reason. Right?
And I understand that, Joshua. I understand, you're perfectly right. That's how Jamaicans reason. What I'm saying is that, right? Because you talk about personal benefits. And I'm giving you an example of a personal benefit, something like a salary increase, something like people benefiting directly from an increase in income tax threshold. And some of them just still not making the connection.
Let me tell you something, Foresight. You see them salary, you see them salary increase, yeah? Let me tell you something. You see, Jamaicans, humans overall, you see, money is a thing where you have to understand. Yes, when you give people money, you just give them the ability to spend more. Yeah?
Yes.
And money doesn't solve any. Giving people more money don't solve nobody's problem. It doesn't. You might think people might interpret it that way, but that's not the purpose. You give somebody more money, it just opens
That
their
doesn't mean they
appetite
don't
for more
benefit.
things. So hold on.
They don't benefit though, Joshua. I'm not talking about